Hello, dear students. How are you all? And welcome back to our chapter number 4, Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. So, as we have studied many phylum in our previous class, so let's start with the phylum Nematoda. Okay. So basically, we can say all the roundworms come under this. Okay. See, Nema means a thread. Okay, and Helmis means a worm. So thread like worm. So as you clear by this name, nematoda means we are going to learn about various types of roundworms. Okay, so nematodes are commonly known as roundworms. The term nematodon was proposed by Jereban in the year 1859. About 15,000 species of nematodes are known to us. They are free living or parasitic, and some are marine, other lives in freshwater and soil or the body of other plants, and animals are parasites. Okay, parasitic. So let's see the characteristics. As I have already told you that their body is covered with cuticle. Posterior end of female is pointed while male having curved point. Okay, the body is unisegmented, bilateral and symbiotically cylindrical. The body is not differentiated into head, thorax and abdomen. Animals are pseudocoelemic. Okay, and if we will talk about the respiration, so respiratory and circulatory systems are totally absent. So again we having the classification of phylum nemathodum. Okay, so nematodes is divided into following two clades, that is adenophore and Saccharintia. Okay, so when we will talk about adenophores, that means we having the example is Plestuus and Trinella, and in the second Saccharinia, we having the example is Ascaris and Vaucheria. So this name is already clear for you that what is Ascaris and Vaucheria. It is also in our lab, this Ascaris. I'll show you. Yes. So let's talk about the class, that is Adenophora. Means usually they live free living and casually sensory organ is absent. Yes, and in this way we having different study of the represented animal like ascaris, so roundworm. It is commonly known as giant intestinal roundworm. It is an endoparasitic roundworm found in the small and large intestine of men, especially in children. Its body is long and cylindrical, showing dimorphism. Clear. Mouth is located at anterior end and is surrounded by three lips. See, you can see this is the picture of given here. This is known as ascaris and the male and female. So the male and female, you can see A is male, means the end is round, but in female the end is not round. So this is also present in our lab. I'll show you. See here. Yes, these are the important roundworms like Ascaris, yes, Vaucheria. So you can see by your book also. Yes. Next phylum is we having Annelida. So the Annelida means the segmented animal. So annulus means ring and idios means to form, means ring form. Clear? So annelida are commonly known as segmented worm. The term annelida was proposed by Landmark in year 1801. About 9,000 species of these worms are known to us. They are mostly aquatic, marine as well as freshwater. Some are terrestrial, generally burning or living in tubes. They lead sedentary or free living life. Okay, so let's see the characteristics of these types of segmented animal. Like animals or worms of this phylum is found in moist soil or water. Some of them live in burrows and also some other are parasitic. The body is bilateral, symmetrical, yes, metamerical. So in this way you can see, yes, body is highly contractile, okay. Digestion is extracellular. Now you can see blood is red due to presence of hemoglobin is present. So we having different types of characteristics. Now next we having the phylum, the classification of phylum Annelida. So it is again classified into three classes, that is Polychaeta and Oligochaeta and Hyrundania. Okay, so here the classes is given, the examples is given, you can see and see also some pictures. Yes, yes, these are the pictures of some animals. Clear? Now, see here it is written this is Naris. Okay, so let's see. Okay, one example we can also see according to the representative animal Naris. Okay, which is rough or sandworm, or we can say clamworm. So it is a marine and fossorial annelida. It is carnivorous in nutrition. Its body is long, cylindrical and segmented. See here, the body is cylindrical, long and also segmented. So you can see the different like, yes, well known earthworm, we all know what is earthworm, we have seen, right? So see here, it is also found in the moist soil and which is rich in humus. It is notocutical and live in the buron, like feeds on the soil connecting humus. It is cylindrical elongated worm having 100 to 120 segment and 15 centimeter in length. So in this way, my dear students, you can read by your book. Yes. Now, next we having is phylum Arthropoda. See, arthros means jointed and podos means foot. Means those animals which having joint foot. Okay. So let's see. So arthropoda are metamerically segmented collimates and are joint limb animal. Okay, means their limb is joined. This is thick and exoskeleton containing chitin and molting periodically and without true nephridia, and cilia is their structure. In their structure, Orthopoda is regarded as the most successful and largest group of animal. It has about 9 lakh species, and out of which 7 lakh 50,000 species are the member of the class Insecta. Okay, the term arthropoda was proposed by von Siebold in the year 1845. So let's see some characteristics of these class, these animal. So animal of this phylum are cosmopolitan and found everywhere in the air, water and earth. So means they generally found in air, water and earth. The body is bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastical, metamerical, segmented. It has organ system level of body organization. Okay, mucous system is well developed. So body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. So I'll show you some pictures. See here, these are the pictures. Okay, like walking worm, crab, yes, crab you all know. Yes, we having prawn. Yes, prawn is very important, beta. Now a scorpion. See, yes. So in this way, these are the, yes, these all will come in this phylum. Okay, now again we having all the, according to the class we having the classification. So these you can read by your book. Yes. Next phylum is we having is mollusca. Okay, mollusca means, see, molluscus, mollis, or we can say molluscan, that means soft. Okay, means the animal they having soft body. Okay, means soft bodied animal. So let's see whose animal is soft body. The molluscus are soft bodied and non metameric. They are triploblastic, okay, animal, and they are consist of anterior head and ventricle muscles, foot and dorsal mass. Okay, surrounded by a thin fleshy envelope. The mentally, generally, and sheltered in the external calypsure cells and on their secretion. The term molluscus was proposed by Johnson. About 1 lakh species of the molluscus are known, and it is the second large animal phylum after the Arthropoda. Okay, the branch of biology deals with the study of molluscus is known as malacology or canocology. Okay, you can see the characteristics is given, like the body is covered with the soft skin called the mantellus. See here, yes, in this picture it is written. Yes, this is the body structure of molluscus. Okay, so these characteristics you can read, and some important molluscus is also given. See here, yes. Now again the phylum molluscus is divided into many classes. You can read by your book. Yes, and their various examples is also given. See, this is the study of representative animal. Yes, like yes, pila, octopus. Yes, yes. Now we having next is phylum. Yes, next we having is phylum Echinodermata. Okay, see, echinos means spiny. Okay, and dermates means skin, means spiny skin. So Jacob Klein in the year 1738 has been introduced the term Echinodermata for the first time. So the Echinodermata exclusively marine, yes, centriculus and coelomate and triploblastic animal having pentamerous radical symmetry. Okay, so their original bilateral symmetry without defined head and peculiar water vascular system is present. So about 8,000 species of endocrine are known to us, which influences like starfish, brillifish, sea fish, yes, sea cucumber, yes, sand dollar and sea lilies. So these animals generally come in spiny skin like Echinodermata. We have given some general characteristics and also the phylum of Echinodermata like Cronidia, Astronodia, yes, Echinodia. In this way you can see. Okay, see some pictures. Yes. Yes, these are the some pictures and also the study of representative animal like Escarilla, the starfish, yes, the sea eureka, yes, the feather star, you can see, yes, various types of starfishes, yes, yes, again you can see the phylum Hemochordata, it is also divided into 3 classes and the picture and the structure is given, right? So let's see what is Hemochordata first. Okay, so like hemi means half and chordata means chord, means those animals which are half. So let's see what is these animals. So Hemochordata is the group of animal which shows the character of both chordata and non-chordata. Sometimes this group is referred to as invertebrate chordata due to the presence of pharyngeal gills, so and their holodorsal nerve cord, and they are called the notochord. Okay, so the animal of this group were earlier placed in the phylum chordata. Okay, but later on it is realized that their noches is not like that of the notochord of action chordata, right? So therefore this group was separated from chordata and a new phylum hemichordata are formed. Okay, let's see, means these animals like organisms are exclusively marine, they are solitary, colonial, and we can say sometime living in tube. Yes, animal are triploblastic and bilateral symmetry is present. Body is long, worm like and soft. Yes, star locked also. So you can see various types of characteristics is given, and again the phylum is divided into 3 classes, that is Antonormus, yes, Pterobranchial and Planistospheroid. Okay, so you can see Yes, here three classes is given, their characteristics is given. Yes. Now, according to the study of represented animal, we have given one example that is known as the acorn worm, or we can say Belangulus. Okay, so it is known as the acorn worm. It lives in U-shaped burrows. You can see the structure. It is look like U-shape. Yes, one opening of each may have fissile casting, and body is elongated worm like 3 centimeter to 2.50 centimeter in length. Okay, so as you can see, these folds contain numerous gonads, and these are known as genital wings. Clear? Yes. Next, 10th number phylum we having is phylum Chordata. Okay, so see, chordata means string and cord means rod, means string rod animal. So chordata is the most advanced and the largest phylum of animal. The phylum were established by the Balfour in year 1880. All the animals are characterized by presence of cord like a structure called notochord, okay, which is found in the larval and embryonic stage or throughout the life cycle. About 50,000 living and 25,000 extinct animals of this phylum have been identified till date. Okay, so let's see the characteristics. Like the notochord is a dorsal longitudinal rod composed of a fibrous sheath enclosing vacuolated cell. Chordate possess non-chordate either throughout whole life during early embryonic period. Okay, chordatas are distinctive in a like notochord, nerve cord. Yes, different types of gills. So in this way, I'll show you some pictures also. Yes, see this. Here, see the difference between is given. This is very important. Like chordates, vertebrate, and non-chordate means invertebrate. So see this. This is important, my dear students. Yeah, the difference between you must know about what is chordates and non-chordates. Okay. So again, the phylum Chordata is classified into many groups. Okay, these groups we will discuss in our next class. Okay, yes. So up to here, I hope you understood. Yes, thank you.